Hello guys, welcome back to the Science Gaming Lecturer. This time we will continue a discussion about history of science. History of Science Part 3, Earliest Roots. The earliest roots of science can be traced to ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia in around 3000 to 1200 BCE. Ancient Egypt. Number system and geometry. Starting in around 3000 BCE, the ancient Egyptians developed a numbering system that was decimal in character and had orientated their knowledge of geometry to solving practical problems, such as those of surveyors and builders. They even developed an official calendar that contained 12 months, 30 days each, and 5 days at the end of the year. Their development of geometry was a necessary outgrowth of surveying to preserve the layout and ownership of farmland, which was flooded annually by the Nile River. The 3-4-5 right triangle and other rules of geometry were used to build rectilinear structures, and the post and lintel architecture of Egypt. Disease and healing. Egypt was also a center of alchemy research for much of the Mediterranean. Based on the medical papyri written in the 2500 to 1200 BCE, the ancient Egyptians believed that disease was mainly caused by the invasion of bodies by evil forces or spirits. Thus, in addition to using medicines, their healing therapies included prayer, incantation, and ritual. The Ebers Papyrus, written in around 1600 BCE, contains medical recipes for treating diseases related to the eyes, mouths, skins, internal organs, and extremities, as well as abscesses, wounds, burns, ulcers, swollen glands, tumors, headaches, and Eve. The Edwin Smith Papyrus, written at about the same time, contains a surgical manual for treating wounds, fractures, and dislocations. The Egyptians believed that the effectiveness of their medicines depended on the preparation and administration under appropriate rituals. Medical historians believe that ancient Egyptian pharmacology, for example, was largely ineffective. Both the Ebers and Edwin Smith papyri applied the following components to the treatment of disease: examination, diagnosis, treatment, and prognosis, which display strong parallels to the basic empirical method of science and, according to G.E.R. Lloyd, played a significant role in the development of this methodology. Calendar. The ancient Egyptians even developed an official calendar that contained 12 months, 30 days each, and 5 days at the end of the year. Unlike the Babylonian calendar, or the ones used in Greek city-states at the time, the official Egyptian calendar was much simpler as it was fixed, and did not take lunar and solar cycles into consideration. Mesopotamia. The ancient Mesopotamians had extensive knowledge about the chemical properties of clay, sand, metal ore, bitumen, stone, and other natural materials, and applied this knowledge to practical use in manufacturing pottery, faience, glass, soap, metals, lime plaster, and waterproofing. Metallurgy required knowledge about the properties of metals. Nonetheless, the Mesopotamians seem to have had little interest in gathering information about the natural world for the mere sake of gathering information, and were far more interested in studying the manner in which the gods had ordered the universe. Biology of non-human organisms was generally only written about in the context of mainstream academic disciplines. Animal physiology was studied extensively for the purpose of divination. The anatomy of the liver, which was seen as an important organ in haruspice, was studied in particularly intensive detail. Animal behavior was also studied for divinatory purposes. Most information about the training and domestication of animals was probably transmitted orally, without being written down, but one text dealing with the training of horses has survived. Mesopotamian medicine. The ancient Mesopotamians had no distinction between rational science and magic. When a person became ill, Doctors prescribed magical formulas, to be recited as well as medicinal treatments. The earliest medical prescriptions appear in Sumerian during the 3rd dynasty of Ur 2112 to 2004 BC. The most extensive Babylonian medical text, however, is the diagnostic handbook written by the Manu, or chief scholar, Esagil-kin-Apply of Borsippa. During the reign of the Babylonian king, Adad-apla-iddina, 1069 to 1046 BC. In East Semitic cultures, the main medicinal authority was a kind of exorcist healer known as an Osipu. The profession was generally passed down from father to son and was held in extremely high regard. Of less frequent recourse was another kind of healer known as an Asu, who corresponds more closely to a modern physician, and treated physical symptoms, using primarily folk remedies composed of various herbs, animal products, and minerals, as well as potions, enemas, and ointments or poultices. These physicians, who could be either male or female, also dressed wounds, set limbs, and performed simple surgeries. The ancient Mesopotamians also practiced prophylaxis and took measures to prevent the spread of disease. Mathematics. The Mesopotamian cuneiform tablet Plimpton 322, dating to the 18th century BCE, records a number of Pythagorean triplets, 3, 4, 5, 5, 12, 13. Hinting that the ancient Mesopotamians might have been aware of the Pythagorean theorem over a millennium before Pythagoras. Astronomy and celestial divination. In Babylonian astronomy, records of the motions of the stars, planets, and the moon are left on thousands of clay tablets created by scribes. Even today, astronomical periods identified by Mesopotamian proto-scientists are still widely used in Western calendars, such as the solar year and the lunar month. Using these data, they developed arithmetical methods to compute the changing length of daylight in the course of the year and to predict the appearances and disappearances of the moon, and planets and eclipses of the sun and moon. Only a few astronomers' names are known, such as that of Kidinu, a Chaldean astronomer and mathematician. Kidinu's value for the solar year is in use for today's calendars. Babylonian astronomy was the first and highly successful attempt at giving a refined mathematical description of astronomical phenomena. To the Babylonians and other Near Eastern cultures, messages from the gods or omens were concealed in all natural phenomena that could be deciphered and interpreted by those who are adept. Moreover, Babylonian astrology was inseparable from Babylonian astronomy. Thank you for watching this video.